welcome back to the channel again. It's Linda here again. How have you guys been? So if you're new to the channel, my name is Linda. I am a wife, a twin mom, and I am also a fertility nurse. So in today's episode, I would like to talk about 10 important questions to ask your fertility care or fertility doctor during your first consultation with them. So you might be, if you are, trying to conceive and it's not happening, at some point you might want to visit a fertility doctor. And if you don't know what questions to ask, you might not feel like you're in control during the appointment. So it's important to know what questions to ask so that you know if the care being provided is actually for you or if you might have to look elsewhere. So I've listed these questions and I will be sharing them with you and give you some reasons why it's important you ask these questions. So if this sounds like something that is interesting to you, or if you know somebody that it might be helpful to, you might want to stick around to the end of the video. Right, let's get into it. So the first question you might want to ask the doctor is what tests or evaluations or investigations you will have to do. So if you are in a heterosexual relationship, there are some tests you might want to do. Okay, so for the woman, you might have to do some blood tests to know what your hormones are looking like. You might have to go for some scans, know what your ovarian health is like, and also to know what your uterus is looking like. Okay, and if you're the man, you might have to go for some blood tests as well, some semen analysis to know the health of the sperm. Now, if you are in a same-sex relationship, that would be a different test for you guys. So the test for heterosexual might not be the same for same-sex, depending on the sex anyway. So you might want to find out what test, the important test, the initial test you have to do, when you have to do them, and what results are they looking for. Second question, now based on the investigations, you will have to ask the doctor, okay, what is the cause of this infertility? Why have I been trying for how many years now and I am unable to conceive? Is it male factor infertility? Is it unexplained infertility? Or is it like a woman factor infertility? Now, if they found out the reason for this or the cause of the infertility, what can we do to treat it? Is it treatable? And once it's treated, can we try having a baby? So if it's like maybe an infection that is causing the infertility, if it is treated, are we okay then to try again? Third question, you might want to then find out what are the options available to you. Okay, now based on your situation, the doctor will then tell you, okay, this is what your result has said, and this is the way forward. Now, the options available to couple A might not be the same for couple B. So in case you're maybe, having a chat with your friend and they're like, oh, we did this and it worked for us, do the same thing. No, it might not be the same thing. Okay. For example, your friend might be male factor infertility. Okay. And you are having like maybe a tubal factor or a hormonal factor like PCOS and all of those things. So there are different treatment options available. So you've got ovulation induction. Let's say it's just PCOS and the male factor is good. You might try ovulation induction to see if that works. We have IUI as well. We've got IVF, we've got ICSI, that's ICSI. So these are treatment options available, but based on your situation, the doctor will then recommend what is best for you. Question 4. So you might want to ask the doctor, okay, we've done all of these tests and all of these tests. Is there a possibility that we can now try at home? Okay, we've done this test and you've given us maybe if it's something that is treatable, we've treated, can we now try at home? Or can we have this length of time to try? Now you discuss this with the doctor. If it is a possibility, why not? You can try and see if you're able to conceive. Maybe you've done some lifestyle changes. If you're somebody that smokes, you've stopped smoking, you've stopped alcohol, you've lost some weight. So these are things that might also, affect your fertility. So if you have done all of these things and your doctor thinks, oh, if you try a couple more times at home, you might get pregnant. Why not? You can try it. And then if it's not working, if it doesn't work within that set time, then you might have to come back for a review and know what way forward. Fifth question. You would want to find out the cost of treatment. Fertility treatments are very, very expensive. So you need to know if this is something you can afford, if you have to save up for it, if you have to, take a loan, ask your insurance if it's something they cover. So it's very, very important to find out what it will be costing you to proceed with treatment. Now, in most cases, they might not have the cost for you at that initial appointment, but when you've made a choice of what treatment option you're going for, then they can give you a cost package. Now, it's very important to stress to them to give you even the hidden charges, because you need to know. Not when you get into the treatment they tell you, oh, you've got to pay this amount, you've got to pay this again. When you've already, planned yourself, budgeted for this is what it's going to be costing us, okay? And you also have to be prepared. Should there be any hidden charges, are you able to absorb it? Are you able to proceed with those charges? So it's very important to know the cost, to know what amount you will be spending for your treatment. The sixth question is you have to ask them, what are the risks associated with the treatment? What are the side effects of the treatment? And also, what are the side effects of the medications you will be taking? So medication wise, it's most of the time the woman that will take the medication, most of the injections. It's maybe in a few male factor where a man might have to take some tablets or some injections depending on the issue. So if you're taking any medications, you need to know what are the risks, what are the side effects of these medications. Am I going to get overweight? Am I going to be irritated? Am I going to be bloated? These are questions you need to ask, so that you know when you start seeing these changes in your body, you would know that it's okay, a result of the medication. And if you have any changes that doesn't sound like the side effects or the risk you've been told, then you might have to find out why you're experiencing that particular stuff. It's very important to find out the risk associated with the treatment. Now, if you are somebody that is going for, let's say, ICSI, where the sperm is being injected into the egg, you need to find out, you need to ask them, is there any risk associated to this? Is there anything that we have to look out for in the future? So that you are aware, you are very clear on what to expect and what results you're expecting. Okay, now bearing in mind that fertility treatments sometimes do not work at the first trial, although some people are lucky to have it work at the first trial, but some people might need more cycles before it's successful. Now that brings you to the next question. What is the next step? What will be the next step if the treatment doesn't work at the first go? So they need to be very clear with you. Okay, if the treatment doesn't work, there is a package, there is this, there is that. So it has to be very, very clear. Also need to ask them about the success rates. It's very, very important the clinic or center or unit is honest with you about their own success rate and not the general or the national success rate. And also they should give you a success rate based on your age, based on your condition. The success rate for a younger couple might not be the same, will not be the same to the success rate of an elderly couple or an older couple. So it's very important to know what success rates they have, and if you fall in that category, it will also help you know what to expect. Another question you have to ask them is, what support do they have available? Do they have counseling support available to you? Do you have to pay to use this service, or is it complimentary? Do they have nutrition support available to you? Do you have to pay to use this service? Do they have like other wellness support like acupuncture, all of those things? Some clinics, they offer all of these things as complimentary to the treatment you're having. But most importantly, have they got mental health support for you? Because trust me, infertility, treatment takes a toll on a human being. It takes a lot. All right, so whenever I see women or couples going through this, going or having their treatment, I tell them they are very brave, because it is not easy. It drains you most of the time. It costs you emotionally, financially, mentally, and all of this. So it's very important that you've got somebody to speak to when you need it. Otherwise, it's going to make you look like you are the only one, like you're the only one in that boat. You don't have anybody to talk to, especially, and this can be affected by the environment or the society where you live. So it's very important to ask them this question. Now, next question you would want to ask them is about emergencies. Now, let's say you're in the treatment, and all of a sudden you have an emergency when it's out of hours, because most clinics they run on daily operations. They do not have 24-hour service to patients. Now, what will you do if you are in that type of situation? Have they got like emergency phone number you can call? Is there emergency clinic that you can go to should you be experiencing any emergencies due to the treatment you're having? So it's very important to find out this thing. So I think I've covered all the questions, and yeah, so any other question might then be specific to your own particular treatment plan when that has been given to you. So yeah, I think that's everything. If you have any questions based on this, please do not forget, you can drop it in the comment section, and I can always reply or answer the question. So if you found this video helpful, do not forget to give it a thumbs up. Do not forget to comment and subscribe. All right, guys. So, and I wish you good luck in your journey, and until the next time, guys, bye bye.